Hey guys, Orly here from your Women's Gear Review channel, and I thought today we could do not so much a comparison but just take a look at Eurohike's backpacks. This is the Nova 25 litre and this is the Active 10 Day 6. In this review we will have sectioned it off into a wee summary. We'll do the features, we'll have a wee fit check, comfortability. We'll also pack out the bags as well to see what you can get into it. We'll do a water test, airline test, and then run through some pros and cons. And of course, if there is anything that we have missed that you would like to know about either of these backpacks, then just pop us a comment below and we'll be sure to get back to you. Okay, let's get cracking on with the summary. So for the price, it will depend on where you are purchasing the bags. You can get them on Amazon, you can get them on Millets, you can get them on their own website as well. Now for the 25 litre, it is roughly around £18, depending again where you are purchasing it. And then for the Active 10, roughly around £14, maybe slightly less, again, depending on where you are getting your deals from. I would definitely recommend checking out Amazon though, because this is where you're going to get the best deals, and hopefully if you do have Prime, then you will get free delivery as well. This is where I got both of these. So for the dimensions, I thought I would give it live here. So top to bottom here, looking at a wee height, about 46, and then across, I guess it's dependent. Let's go for the cross the back here. It's about 28. The depth, the bottom without the front pocket being packed out, is about 18 centimeters. With the pocket being packed out, you're looking at about 24, 25 centimeters there. And then across this front kind of pocket here, about 21. I hope that helps in terms of the dimensions. This is the 25 litre as mentioned, so hopefully that'll just pop up by itself. Then if we take a look at the Active, for the length, I'm not including the handles because you can just flop them down. About 40 centimeters across, about 24 give or take, and then 13 and a half there as well. So the Nova is made up with 100% recycled materials, and this one here, the Active one, is made up of 100% polyester. So for the colors on Amazon, I believe you can get this in the green that I have here, the navy and the black. And then for this one, I could only see this color, which is like a pink and a red ish, but you can also get it in the black as well. So in terms of shape and style, for the Active, let's go for this one. There is a lot of flexibility with it. You can't really pack this out. It is a nice little 10 litre, is kind of what you want ideal for day to day, or even if you are going on a hike and you want something a bit more compact, then this is ideal for that. There is not a lot of organization with it. It's more of like chuck it in kind of bag, and also they are both very budget. So it just means that you're getting what you get. It's quite stylish. I do love this color combo that they have going on, and I have to say it's really easy to clean and wipe down. Obviously, speaking with the kind of flexibility, there is some here for padding on the back. The bottom, not so much, as when it's not fully packed, you can completely kind of compress that front down, and as you can see, it's not really sitting up by itself. And just being aware, when you do have it packed out and you are packing things into this front pocket, it will shape to whatever is in there, just kind of creating a bit of a mold depending on how much you pack it out. Then for the chunky monkey here, the 25 litre, you can completely pack this out, or you can kind of just miss this front pocket and keep it kind of a little bit smaller and not have the thickness here. If you can see, that kind of bulks it out a bit more. But this is definitely something that I would use. It kind of reminds me of the Maintain laptop backpack, where it is a little bit cheaper, but it is definitely still durable, water resistant, and has a lot of fun features with it, especially with the kind of design here that you have on the front that you can extend to this. It does hold a lot of flexibility. It has a really nice padded back. Just means with this you can completely bulk it out, or you do have the option to kind of make it a bit smaller if you wish. The style itself is definitely a lot more active. They are two very active bags, and I feel like you can place them in multiple different environments. If you want to, you could use these both for everyday carries. You can kind of smarten them up a bit, maybe so this one, but they are able to endure a lot of activities. Okay, let's get cracking on with the features. So starting off with this wee cutie here, it is so nice, this kind of color combination. It's simple to the point. It's got that kind of material that you're not scared of getting wet, dirty. It's easy to kind of wipe as well. So This is fun. Now for the kind of branding here, you just have some on the front and then you have active 10 here on the bottom. And that is pretty much it for the rest of the bag. You do have little custom pullers too. These are just like little ropes, which is super handy to just maneuver the bag, as she says as she gets stuck. But it is just easy to quickly pull on them and then open up. Now this is quite simple, minimal and to the point. It is pretty much your backpack to pack up with little organization as possible. You've got this front pocket here. Inside they've still opted to give you a wee key lash, which is nice. And then inside the rest there is space. It is that easy clean material. I would have loved a wee bit more seatbelt material here on the key lash, but nonetheless it is in there. It is sewn in so you can't remove it and place it elsewhere. And then we will be packing this up so you can kind of see what we can get into this. The zips themselves aren't coated, so just be careful in heavy rain. I mean, it's grand in light rain, which we'll do the water test and you'll be able to see, but for downfalls, I'd just be a bit wary. Now opening up, this is it. There is no organization, nothing. It's just space for you to kind of play with. You've got a little bit of a bottom here that opens up. There is no padding on that, so just be careful what you do have at the bottom. I would have to probably put a jacket there and then pack that way. You're coming from top loading. This is a moon shape, so you don't get the option to have two zips here, so opening it up, you do have to open it up and have this kind of come flat down, or you can kind of come from the side if you wanted to as well. But as far as like just coming from the top, that's not really an option. It does flap down right till there. Easy clean kind of material, bright interior too, so we can't really complain about that. And that is just that main pocket. Then moving on to the back system, you do have a wee handle here. It's just handy to grab it instead of grabbing onto your straps, or you can hang it up the bag. There is no padding, like extra padding here on the back or airflow or anything. It's just the padding that you have here, which is limited, but there is some, just to ensure some sort of comfort here. Now for the straps, again, a slight bit of padding. There is no sternum strap. There is no obvious real effort to it. It's just simple and kind of to the point. There's a lot of flexibility with it, and we'll get more into that with the fit check on how that comfort kind of feels. I like the fact they haven't run this kind of seatbelt material on the inside, so that means that part isn't like rubbing up against you. You do have adjustable kind of straps here with that seatbelt material. There is no dangle stoppers or thumb pullers, but that's just to be expected with this tiny little leader. Okay, let's pack her on up. I'm going to start with the main compartment. I want to give you a little bit of a measurement here. If you did want to fit your laptop in there, you go to about a 15, 14 inch, just depends on that kind of curve. And then across, we're working with 10 inches. So starting off with this main compartment, I'm going to pack it up for kind of day to day. This is a 12 inch by 9 and that fits snug in there. I would definitely opt to put on padding here for your own laptop if you are placing that in here. Then we are going to go ahead and place a jacket here at the bottom, and that kind of adds a little bit more structure to it because of the flexibility, and also a little bit of padding here for whatever items you are going to place in next. I'm going to place in 2 books in here. Did want to use this as an everyday carry, you absolutely could, but you could also pack this up for a wee hike, a wee packing for a wee walk or anything, then you could absolutely do that. This is a 250 ml. Obviously there is no water bottle compartments here on the outside, so you can definitely fit that in there if you wanted to. And we are going to fit my charger in as well. And then we will close that up. Moving on to the side here, you could place your keys in here. Keys, phone, AirPods, and you still do have a little bit of room if you wanted to kind of fit in your purse or anything, then you could do that. Just pull up some spray in there to show you the kind of space. And there you have it. That is that all packed up. So for the branding, you do have some here on the front. You've got the name on the bottom, the Nova 25, a little bit on the straps and some on the back. Externally, let's start with our little strap that we've got going on here. This is great for adding onto the bag, which is perfect for the price range. Like you could literally fit through a jacket or a barbell pad or anything that you might feel is a bit more convenient for you to fit there. You've also got these little kind of like pig snouts. You could attach anything, a bike light or anything to the bottom, which is handy enough if you did want to use this as your bike kind of bag. It is just great that you have this and you can kind of cinch it in. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. This does kind of flap about, but you can find a way of tucking it through to just make it a bit more aesthetically pleasing, but it is nice that they have implemented that as well. Then on the sides here, you've got this stretch and then the mesh. The mesh is really, really soft. It's actually really durable. I didn't feel like it was going to be because of the price range, but these pockets are grand. We are going to pack up the bag so you'll be able to see the kind of fit that you can get in there. This is the 250 mil and that fits grand as well, as mentioned, because of the elastic Lord, they fit grand, especially if you had like a 500 mil as well. That should be grand too. I have a 2 litre. I do not believe that would fit in there. That fits snug. So you have that both on these sides as well. They do have like this little part of the bottom, which is the same as the bottom of the bag too. Just helps protect it when you are setting the bag down as well, which is good because the kind of bottom of the bag does hold a little bit of padding here, but also this kind of material can endure a bit more of a rugged touch with the ground in comparison to other materials that you find might scrape, scratch, pluck and all that jazz. You do have a wee handle here, just handy to pick up from this instead of straining on the straps, or you could use that to hang the bag up if you wish. Moving on to the front pocket here, you've got these 2 zippers, so you could come from the top like so, or you could just kind of maneuver it how you want. The zips do have these little pillars, which is nice. They are SBS zips. They're grand, they're not YKK. You could, if you had a smaller lock, you could make these kind of lockable if you felt you wanted to and you were using this kind of for traveling. Opening up this, the zips themselves, just to be noted, aren't coated. Same with the other bag that we were reviewing with this one. It's something that I do appreciate, but it's grand for light bits of rain. I wouldn't be getting caught in heavy rain, as you will see for a water test that we do. In this front pocket is kind of like your little organizer. You do have 1, 2, 3 pen holders. You've also got a zip with a mesh pocket. If you wanted to fit like cards and things like that in there, that's where that spot is best for. It's not going to be good for a phone because it's a bit small. So for the key latch, I would have appreciated just a wee bit more material to set that in just a little bit better and deeper. There is a pocket here down at the back too for you to place anything you want to. This is really easy, wipeable, clean material. And that is just your organization. You do have a little bit of space here if you wanted to just never use that organization and just set a jacket in there, then you could absolutely do that as well. So that's that front pocket. Then moving on to the main compartment, you do have a lot of expansion here. So it just means that you've got a lot of flexibility for you to pack this out how you want. Again, with the kind of custom pillar, this opens. You can open from the top and not fully open it like that. So you can have it like that, or you could do this. And then that brings it down on each side and you can kind of flap it down. Now in here, there is no organization. You just have the space of this backpack for you to pack up and arrange how you want. You do have this compartment here that you could use for your laptop, just because the padding on the back is absolutely grand and it feels safe in putting my laptop in there as well. I am going to give you a little bit of a measurement. So running up, you could get about 16 inch in there to, let me say, your cutoff point is kind of 10 inches. Now my bigger laptop here, we're going to try and fit in, which is the 14-inch MacBook Pro, and that fits in grand, as you can see. So it's just going to be down to your own laptop, and also there is a little bit of elastic here if you did want to pad that up yourself. And then there you have it, space here at the bottom. I would definitely pad whatever you have in there just for extra security. If we close this up, moving on to the back system that we've got, you've got these kind of like reflectors here. They do act as lip holes. If you did want to add anything onto them, then you could. That is also going for these as well. Just means that you can extend this bag as to the front as well as on the straps. Then you can use this to adjust, and you also got the thumb holder as well to just kind of pull it down, and we will do a fit check. So the padding is grand. It's kind of like that crunchy padding. And that runs onto the back as well. This is super cushioned and ventilated. You've got this kind of airflow, 1, 2, 3. that just works really well in terms of not getting sweaty and having enough airflow, but also comfort at the same time. And as mentioned, that padding is on the straps as well, and it runs up to the top, but it does miss this bit, which does kind of annoy me, but I don't feel it in terms of the overall comfort of it, which is absolutely grand, and you can kind of adjust it. And for the price, it is grand. We don't have a sternum strap or anything, but you don't really need it for this 25 litre. If you are carrying it for long periods of time, that's probably when you would want one, but it has been grand through testing. Okay, let's pack her on up. Let's start with the main pocket laptop. We're gonna do the similar kind of packing to see if we can get into it. So we're gonna do a jacket down at the bottom, open up this space here, add a little protection for myself. I'm gonna add in my 2 books. It goes nicely and fits nicely there. Place my laptop charger there. I have some electronics in here, so I'm going to place that there, which is nice. And I often wear a scarf out and then I get too sweaty from like just existing. So I like to place and have a room left over to just throw my scarf into the mix. Just makes it easier then from sweating to death. Not from the bag, just from me being the sweatiest human known to mankind. So that is just a little insight into me. Oh dear. Okay, then on to the front pocket. Let's do that. Organization. Do our cards in here. I don't really like taking pens with me, but you could put pens in there if you wanted to. I'm gonna plop my phone in there. And then my keys. They're going in there. Sprays at the bottom. You could generally fit, I want to show you, if you wanted to fit another jumper though, then you have the flexibility to do that. Oh, there's just so much room. And then if you want to open up this, you can extend and add to that how you please. If you had something you could lip through, even another jacket, whatever you feel comfortable in doing. Then that kind of just opens up the bottom, as you can kind of see it packs out really, really well. We are going to go for 250ml here. And then my umbradoodle on the other side. And that just is how it's really nicely well packed up. Okay, time for a wee fit check, comfortability, and see how these feel on the female body. Super duper comfortable. The padding on the straps is really greatly appreciated. This is what it looks like on me. For reference, I am 5'6". It does curve around the girls. I don't feel like they're uncomfortable or anything. I don't feel like I need a sternum strap. It all feels really tight and tapered in, and you definitely feel the mesh, which is absolutely lovely. I feel like it is a nice strong fit. If you didn't want it this high, then you can of course kind of bunk it down low if you wanted to, but you do have the thumb holes here to maneuver it in to your body and kind of get your own little fit and own comfortability. This is super duper cute. This is what it's like on me. I just find it really convenient. It's just so pretty as well. It's comfortable. There isn't a lot of padding on the straps, but it actually works. I don't feel like it's rubbing or anything. You can have it, of course, up here, or you can kind of dip it down low. Just really depends. Curves around the girls, it is simple and to the point. You don't generally feel it. And that's kind of what you want, is especially with something that is so small and petite. You don't want it overbearing on your back, and this definitely does not do that. Okay, for a wee airline test, this is the requirements for EasyJet. Now, it's just gonna, I mean, because of the flexibility, depending on what you have in there, you could literally punch that out in if you didn't have that front pocket completely packed out. But the dimensions work grand. It's just because that front pocket is completely packed. Otherwise, you could fit it in the seat in front of you for EasyJet. Then let me see, make sure that you can see this one. This is absolutely going to be grand, and this is nice to have as a wee personal item for EasyJet and probably for more budget airlines as well. For the water test, they are both grand for water and weather resistance. The zips, as mentioned, are coated, so just be aware of that, and just moments like the seatbelt materials will just take a little bit longer to dry, but overall they are grand. Okay, time for some pros and cons. Okay, the pros to this is that it is compact, simple, and to the point. You can literally just chuck it in and go with it, and it can endure some forms of activities as well. and I do really enjoy the kind of style and colours. I do obviously miss those moments, such as a water bottle compartment on the outside, a wee secret pocket. They have implemented though a key lash, which is really nice, just a nice little subtle touch, and for the range between £11 and £14, it's absolutely grand. Then for this whopper here, you have a lot of pros, especially in terms of extending and expanding to this bike. You've got the front here, and for the price as well, you've got your water bottle compartments. Would we have loved to have seen maybe a luggage slip or a secret wee pocket maybe? There is a key latch inside as well, and you do have your kind of bike lights. I think for both of them, there's not much you can really complain about, especially for the price. I would just worry about the durability probably. Well, I have similar kind of, you know, polyester and then recycled materials. I have similar backpacks, so they're the same, but it's just like those moments of threading and stuff that's obviously coming out before. I would definitely opt to use the handles as well instead of pulling on the straps, and that'll just cause a lot more longevity out of them as well. But overall, I definitely feel that they are worth it. They're obviously completely different sizes. I would definitely recommend going over to Amazon and checking out their Eurohike kind of backpacks as well. They also do other items too, but if you are looking for a budget backpack, you just want something that's simple to the point, then these two options are great. So that is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then why not consider joining the channel and hitting that subscribe button. If you do happen to have a wee gander and you're thinking about purchasing any of these bags, then we would be forever grateful if you could use our links below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.